Hi, everyone. It's great to have you here. I'm Tracy Yunkin, and I'm deeply committed to bridging that gap between healthcare and technology, making it accessible and hopefully impactful for all. Now, you're going to find me here every week helping healthcare leaders stay ahead of the curve when it comes to new technologies. And as an informaticist, I like to bridge technology and business operations together to get the best possible output for both sides, make it a win win. So, whether you're struggling with data initiatives, with new technologies that are coming into the market, or you're just struggling with all the changes in the market that are coming, and we know that there's a lot of them, I've got you covered. So, welcome to my fall series on my most frequently asked questions on AI. I was going to say, in the world of health IT, the industry is a buzz right now because we're waiting for rules to drop. We're on our way to the ONC annual meeting. Everybody's like highly anticipating to see when, if the HTI-1 rule will drop. And no sooner than did I get done recording the first one, the rule dropped this morning. So here we are, right back here. So, as I'm going to say, this is a great use case for AI, and I want to help you to use AI. And this is one way that you can do it, and it would be to actually analyze this HTI-1 rule. So, that's my question for today. How do I use generative AI to analyze this new rule? Now, I'm going to give you a step by step guide of how to do this. And I also need to switch over to my slides for you. So I'm going to do that right now. All right, using AI in a practical way, the HTI-1 rule. The question is, of course, how do I use AI to understand this new rule? Because we always know that these rules are not small. Number one, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to choose your model. There are lots of different models. They behave pretty much the same way, but the way they interact with them can be a little bit different. And it really is just up to you and your comfort with each one of these models. But what you really need to do right is find the right tool for the job that fits what you need it to do. Now, I'm going to give you the top four that I use for different tasks, and these are the specs around each one of these. Number one is going to be OpenAI's ChatGPT. It comes in 3 LLMs. So we've got the ChatGPT 3.5, which is free. There's no cost. You can try it on the web. You can get access to it on your iPhone or on your Android, and it uses about 4,096 tokens. And we're going to talk about tokens in just a minute. I have covered tokens before in a previous frequently asked question and in my summer series on learning about generative AI. The next thing that we have is the GPT-4 Turbo. That is going to be the plus. So you always hear people talking about GPT-4 Plus, the Plus plan. That's $20 a month. It gets you what you need. It's very capable. You get 128,000 tokens. So that's quite a bit different. And you can use images, not just images to look at, but to create images, to read images. And you can also use and build custom GPTs yourself. I did that 2 or 3 weeks ago when I built out the health app navigator that told you like which federal agencies that you fell under depending on what your app did. So that's out there too. It's gonna be, like I said, $20 a month. It comes with everything else that you get in the free one. So, $20 a month is not bad for some of the functionality that you're going to get. It does data analysis as well. The next one we're going to talk about, and I talked about this last week on my frequently asked questions, Microsoft's MS Copilot. Now, Copilot is built into Bing Chat right now, so you can use it. That one is undergirded by GPT-4 from OpenAI. It's free. So you're going to get about 4,000 tokens when you want to ask a question. MS Copilot, that is not readily available, but if you sign up for it, you can get a preview of it. And one day you're going to open up your browser or restart your computer, and you're going to have this nifty little icon at the bottom of your screen that says you've got the preview of Copilot. That comes at no cost to you. Right now, if you want to use Copilot in its complete entirety, you're going to have to sign up for MS 365 Copilot. That is the enterprise version, meaning that's your organizational version. And that is available for users. Again, enterprise users only. It's $30 a month, and it's got a minimum of 300 seats. So you're going to be going to your employer to use that particular one. Also, again, if you're using the enterprise, and I talked about this last week, that is going to be built on a knowledge base within your organization. These other models will take the outputs and then use them to train their models. So your data is not private. You, by using these other models, you are actually saying, yes, you can use my data. Be aware of that. Lastly, no, Bard, not lastly, we're going to go over to Bard, Google's Bard. It's been on Palm 2. They just released Gemini Pro. They haven't specified if there's going to be any cost to this right now. It really still isn't beta on the web. When you use it, you get about 4,000 tokens for those as well to use for any sort of task that you'd like to assign it. And lastly, this is for real, Claude's Anthropic. Now, 2 weeks ago when you went on to Claude, there was only Claude 2.0. When I logged in over the past couple of days, I've seen Claude Instant, Claude 2.0, and Claude 2.1, and I'll explain the differences right now. Claude Instant is free. All you have to do is put in your email address. That gives you about 100,000 tokens to use for question and answer. Claude 2.0 will get you, that's a paid version, it gets you 100,000 tokens. That one gives you a little bit more functionality as well. And Claude 2.1 is the enterprise version, and then you get 200,000 tokens on that. Let's talk about tokens. So the next step that you're going to have to do when you're looking at this HTI-1 rule is determine the number of tokens that you're going to need. Now, one token, it's approximately 4 characters in English. That does include spaces, punctuation. So be aware of that. One token's about 3/4 of a word, and 100 tokens is about 75 words. We know that these documents are very, very large. Break up that document into smaller chunks so that you can meet the number of tokens that you have available to you. Just to let you know, again, as we saw in the slide before, each one of those tokens, it's based on the model that you use. And the other thing, the tokens sometimes are based on characters. That's mostly what they are, but some of them are also based in words and subwords. So a word would be smarter. A subword would be the word smart and So that's why I can't say exactly how many tokens. There's not like a definitive conversion for that. It depends on the model and how you use it. Lastly, we're going to specify what answers are you looking for. So you need to be asking the right questions, critical thinking questions to create your perfect prompt. So number one, who should the chatbot model? When analyzing, again, that's putting something in context. What are you asking it to do? Who are you asking it to act as? So that it has a context of how to operate. Why are you analyzing the document? Let it know what you want from the document. What's your end goal out of that? When are the relevant milestones that you're looking for? Is it enforcement dates? Is it publication dates? What are you looking for in that? Maybe you're looking for a date that coincides with another rule. You can go out and look at that too. You can ask for that. And finally, where should the chatbot look for more information? If you're using one of the chatbots that is tied to the web, you can put in a URL, or you can also upload a different document if you'd like. Now, remember, when you upload those documents, those also eat up tokens, just letting you know. Lower that frustration. And finally, one bonus tip that I had put here, when you are asking the chatbot, when you're creating that prompt, you want it to cite where it pulled the data from. And then you can double check, verify the output in half the time, because it will actually give you the citation. It'll mark like what document it came from. It saves a lot of time and energy when you are using generative AI to cut down on some of the work that you normally would be doing. Just to let you know, these tips are going to get you started analyzing any new regs that get dropped, because we know that there are more coming, and we are all super excited about that. It'll give you a leg up when you're starting to think about, what's going to impact your organization. Everybody's getting ready to go on vacation. This rule's dropping 2 weeks before Christmas. So, you know what? Mess around with AI and see if you can get some insights, or if you're looking for something specific, try doing it this way and see how efficient that is for you. Practice makes perfect every single time. Now, I've got to go because I'm getting ready to go spend some time with my awesome Health IT peeps at the ONC annual meeting. I'll catch you guys here next week. We're going to be having a conversation. Actually, I'm going to be giving you my predictions for AI in 2024. And I will be taking the week off of Christmas to spend it with my family, because I always preach, you cannot take care of anybody else unless you're taking care of yourself. And one of those things for me is spending time with my family. So for those of you that are going to DC, I'll see you guys there. And you guys, peace out.